Good morning, everyone. And we are here with the fourth session of the webinar series, which is based upon the book written by me, that is Pivot by Purpose. So, in this session, we will mostly discuss about feasibility in planning and the product journey canvas. See, what we have done in the previous sessions, let's have a quick recap. So let's start with the quick recap of session 1, 2, 3, and after that we will cover what we are going to cover in these two sessions. Session 1, we discussed about the foundation of the product management, what is the lean, agile, or all these things, what can be the founding block to discuss about the product which can thrive in the market. In the second session, we deep dive into the ideation and inception phase, where we discuss the tools like root cause analysis, empathy mapping, market gap analysis, by SWOT and TOS analysis. Right. So once we did this ideation task, ideation stuff for the product, we jump into the session 3, and session 3 was mostly focused on concept development and validation. Within the concept development validation, we looked into the tools like 5-day design sprint. So 5-day design sprint is a tool where we start with a concept and test the concept or test the water with the right or the real time users, that what is the process or what is the benefit, or are we having the right market or not. Right? But once we identify all these things from the ideation phase, we need to identify, we need to look into multiple aspects. We can say feasibility, viability, and desirability. So moving on, this is something we discussed in first, and so far we have covered this one, and right now we are discussing about the feasibility and planning part, right? And gradually in this session, we will cover all the parts of product life cycle, all the stages we will cover. Now, as I mentioned, that we have checked, we have taken the feedback from the user, how they are thinking about the product, is their demand of the product at the ideation phase. But that was on a very high level when we started the journey. Now we need to figure out that where the product will be, or how we will position our product. Creating great product does not mean we are creating a product that will be market fit. Sometimes we created great product, but that is not the market fit. We need to look into that aspects with the combination of three things, like what is my technical feasibility, what is my marketing desirability, and financial viability. Technical feasibility means, can we develop this with the current technology or resources, or we can hire some external resources, or we can utilize some more technology, or okay. So this is something in the ideation and conception tool. Mostly we were looking the outside world, and here we are looking inside from our capability point of view. Do we have right technical feasibility? Do we have right resources? Do we have right tools, and obviously the right timing, etc. as well. Next part is market desirability. Market desirability means the product is desirable in the market. Do we have the customer? And third part is financial viability. So the area where everything is meeting, the confluence of these three things in a Venn diagram is called optimum zone of innovation. See, if we are not at the optimum zone of innovation, that may be a very risky step to develop a product. Let's take an example of music streaming company Spotify. First, they determine what technology is required to streaming video. That technology was already available. Okay. Broadband internet and mobile devices can support it. So they check the technical feasibility that was already available. And after that, they discussed about is there a market pull. Then they figured out, okay, the customers are fed up with the current sets of or current ends of music streaming. They want something new. They want something very easy, user friendly, and on the go. Although some tools are available already in the market, but they figured out there is a dissatisfaction. And third part, what they did, they think about the business perspective, business opportunities, that what is the business investment is required and what are the business opportunities we have. The financial modeling. Once the all three match up, they started working on. So this section basically they started when they feel that their product is in this range with respect to technical feasibility, with respect to market desirability, and their financial viability as well. If you have a very technical, very good technical team, everything is there, market is also there. But if you do not have budget, what will be happen? So you will not able to support that product. Now let's deep dive into all these three aspects. Let's first jump into the technical feasibility. Technical feasibility is to understand the technical challenges. Start by finding the core technical header. It is not like everything is available and you can utilize that. No, some technical hurdle you need to overcome. Is this a new technology? Is this an emerging technology? Or the product is too complex to develop? What will be my real-time data processing? What about my scalability? What if I developed a product and that is not scalable? That will not work, right? Again, so think through the technical challenges even before start development of the product. Next point is resource availability. Once I am done with the technical challenges and I know what can be the way forward, think about the resource availability. Am I having the right resources to develop this product? Right people, right tools, right skill, right infrastructure? There may be a possibility you have a great AI based product idea, but the access to skilled machine learning engineer, data, or infrastructure is not possible. To build a AI efficient tool, you need high processing chips, high processing servers, infrastructure. Do you have that? Or you can get it from somewhere. So think about resource availability. Once you have overcome with these two things, think about prototyping and proof of concept. Because the idea may be good, you have the good, okay, you have overcome with the technical challenges, overcome with the resource availability, but do not start with a full scale production. Develop a proof of concept. So it will help you to test technical assumptions at a very early stage. After the technical feasibility, there is a financial feasibility, or I would say financial viability. So what we'll see? What is the cost estimation? Think each and every segment where your cost will go. Each and every in the product, either it's a marketing, sales, trending, anything which where you need to invest the cost. Most of the organization startup fails because they are not able to anticipate the cost which is required to start the product. somewhere they have seen or they have analyzed, okay, to develop these products, this is the raw material and this is the equipment is required, and once the raw material equipment will meet, that will be the my production. What will be the, what is the wastage, what is the government regulations, what is the transportation, what is the storage cost. Either it's a technical product, or it's either it's a technical or digital product, or it's a tangible product. We need to think to that direction. Based upon cost estimate, we need to align the budget. Okay, now we understand the cost, we understand what it is required. So let's align the budget. Once we align the budget, we need to think what are we going to get in return of this investment. So what is my ROI? This could be revenue. Sometime ROI can be the market positioning. Sometime ROI may be the user base which I want to acquire. But convert each and every aspect into monetary terms. Otherwise, at the end, you will not be able to trace. So, financial feasibility is not about ensuring our dreams are not only building, but these are bankable as well. Third is market. We have to do the right market research. To do market research, we need some primary and secondary data. We need to create hypothesis. We need to validate our hypothesis. Not only doing the market research, how is the competition is evolving. In the market research, we figured out what problem are we solving, how widespread is the problem, and the customer actively seeking the problem or not. But in the competitive analysis, we think about how are we solving the problem and how everyone else is solving problem, or we are the only one who is solving this problem. If there is no one in the competition, think why no one else in the competition. So think in those directions as well. Once you have done the market research, competitive analysis, who is your target audience, for whom you are going to build the solution, right? Also, who will be your early adopter, who needs this product urgently or most urgently, and who can become the advocate or the ambassador of the product. Even without getting anything, who are those person? You should figure out those person. This will help you to determine that whether I'm should going to the production or not. If any of these marketing, financial, and technology feasibility is not matching, think. First, try to resolve the thing. If you are not able to resolve, do not jump into the production. Most of the time, organizations are not able to take care of these things at the start, and ultimately they are not able to thrive with their product. And we have seen many examples for this. Now, once we have determined these things, create a roadmap, right? And roadmap I have covered into two different parts. The first part is planning foundation. This one is planning foundation, and the second part is the what the criteria for the roadmap. So in the foundation, I would say first determine or set up a clear goal. Every roadmap must begin with a clarity. If you are not aware that what is your goal, then definitely there will be a lot of challenges. You will not be able to determine the uh, or the profitable product, develop a profitable product. Why? You don't know how far you need to go, what is the time frame, within how much time frame you want to achieve that goal. So that's why setting clear goals and objectives. Next is resource allocations. Put your resources wisely. When you need which kind of resources, what will be the utilization of the resources, and milestone and timeline. When you break these goals and resource utilization in the form of the timeline, determine what will be the milestone for you and determine what is the timeline. So these three things are the foundation of the roadmap: resource allocation, setting clear goal and objective, and milestone in timeline. Next part is like what is a good roadmap? So good roadmap should be specific. It should be aligned with organization vision. It should be time bound. Progress should be measurable, right? Relevance to user need and flexibility to adoption. Whenever you are creating roadmap, think about this. Flexibility adoption is also required. It should be agile. It should not be too rigid that if you are not able to complete one phase or one thing, it is breaking. No. There will be like a hurdles definitely. So consider that in mind. The road will not always be smooth. It will be patchy. And especially the road of entrepreneurship and road of the product development is always a patchy thing. Right? So think that in your mind. Let's see some example from this slide point of view, like Tesla. Tesla has a very specific, clear goals and objective. When they move from the high-end sports car to mass market sedan cars, like Model 3 here, Roadster to Model 3, Tesla Model 3, right? They have a very clear goal, vision, objective. And similarly, if you will see the resource allocation part, right? Airbnb, they are not buying the properties they does not belongs to, but they utilize their resources very widely. So there are a lot of examples which can match here, like Netflix, even Google G Suite, or the Slack was created for the gamification for the gaming company, so that people can communicate while they are gaming basically. But they understood the market. They were agile enough. They were flexible. They were able to adopt, right? So the roadmap should having all of these functionality whenever you are creating the roadmap, right? So once you check the feasibility, crafting the roadmap, also some of the points we will, as we go on in this book, we will cover more and more detail. Once we are ready with this, let's brainstorm on a product journey canvas. This is a visualization tool and it serves as a guide to you for the product development. And I can say it's a roadmap as well. It's not a full-fledged roadmap, but it will provide a view for that. Let's see in detail in action. Okay. The first point is, so this is having multiple block. This is called product journey canvas. This is ideated by me based upon multiple canvases I have seen. So my view is, if you are starting on a product, so since the start, you should start filling these points. I'll deep dive into each and every point. Although some of the point like OKR, KPI, all those things will cover in these different sections, but on a high level, I'll go through that. What are these? First of all, what is your vision and strategy? What problem you are solving? What is vision? What you want to be? Where you want to be? What is your strategy to fulfill your vision, to solve the problem. The second point is market understanding. What is total available market? What is serviceable available market? What is serviceable obtainable market? These numbers should be very clear. If we are not clear about these numbers, then we will not be able to determine. Yeah, I understand one point. Always it is not possible to get the exact number for these, but there are certain government reports, some trade journals. We need to look into that to figure out what is the tentative number. Which customer segment we are targeting? You cannot develop a product for all. If a product is developed for all, but you have to think about which feature or what functionality will cater to which segment. Focus on the segment. It will tell you a lot of things. Understand your competitor. So here you must be seeing there are a lot of things you may not be able to put in the detail. The idea is write down, highlight one or two points only here and give the reference or the link to the actual documentation, which is the detailed one. Third point is product definition. What are my core feature? What is the value proposition? Value proposition is what is a pain gain for my customer, how I am relieving the pain and enhancing the gain for my customer, and what is my MVP on a very high level. Once you are seeing this product journey canvas, it should be very easy for you to visualize the product, to understand the product. Customer centricity. What are the key feedback from the customer, which we are looking into? If there is any important aspect for UI UX design which we need to take care, accessibility issue. What are the persona and customer journey? Highlight major personas here. So once you figure out the customer journey, what will be your development approach? What methodology you are using? You are using a Scrum, Kanban, or whatever you are using. That methodology should be defined here so that it is very easy. Even you may customize some of the frameworks as well. Okay. What is your scope of iteration planning? When are you doing this? What is the cadence? When the roadmap, when the requirement should be ready? If you will see, everything is related. Customer feedback will also impact this. What are the major risks we have? What is my go-to market strategy? What is my launch plan when I'm going to launch? Marketing and sales. How I'm planning to execute the marketing campaign. What will be the mode of sales? What are the growth matrices? What are the key growth matrices which I am considering for the performance of the launch? Once you launch, what will be my feedback loop? How will I be getting the feedback from the customer? I'm asking within the app itself. I'm floating a survey. Am I planning to meet the customer? What is the feedback loop? How will I be able to scale this product? What is the life cycle management? Life cycle management means update, new features, for feature expansion. What is my plan? Next is team and resources, team composition. You may need not to write the name here, write the composition. Resources allocation. What are the review points at this point of time? What is the adaptation strategy? How the reviews are tied with my KPIs? What is my revenue stream? what is my primary revenue source, pricing, what is my pricing strategy, what is my monetizing timeline, at cost, what cost I'm incurring, either it's a development, operational, or scaling. Sometimes scaling is itself a big cost. So we need to consider all of these things. At the end, break-even analysis. Break-even analysis is not a one-time activity where we start the product and I'm getting the break-even. It's a continuous journey, continuous thing. Whenever I'm developing a feature, I would like to know when I'm going to be a break-even point for this feature. So this canvas is a dynamic entity. It means to evolve as your product mature. It is not a one-time activity. Also, it encourages cross-functional collaboration. One point of view, since the problem identification to the feasibility analysis to development approach, go to market strategy, launch and post launch as well. It is giving you a high level what is your revenue and cost. Every step should be filled with a clarity in mind, and every time you may not be having the clarity of all of the points. I suggest whenever you start working on a product, keep this canvas with you and start filling this and evolve it as we go on, right? So this is a, whenever you are launching a new app, source tools, or the hardware product, the product journey canvas ensure that you would just not build the product, but you are building the right product because it is covering the entire ecosystem for the product. Yeah. If you have an investment as well, so you can keep that as well, that how much investment with the break-even analysis. So again, it is a guideline, right? So now today, during the today's session, we started with the feasibility study, and we see technical, marketing, and financial feasibility for the product. After that, we discuss the product journey canvas. If you want this canvas, this tool, just write to me. I'll share this tool in the editable version with all of you so that you can go and edit yourself for your product. So I keep continuing this webinar series based upon, this is based upon my book Pivot with Purpose. Further in the journey, we will go to like how to design and develop the product, what are the KPI and OKR. So this journey will continue. Stay tuned and let's meet during the next webinar. And thank you. Thanks for your participation. And do like, share if you like this webinar. And if you want, your friend should also join. Share this with all of them. Thank you.